It looks like Stevie's doing more than stream highlights. Really? I mean, I think he did some Master Duel videos, but the best NR only deck. This guy sucks. Oh, is this a real? Hold on, is it a Master Duel video? Or is it like a real video? Let's see.
Artifact Scythe is a talk of the town in the TCG as of late. If you're unaware of what it does, its effect is you can set this card from your hand to your spell and trap zone as a spell. During your opponent's turn, if this set card in the spell and trap zone is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, special summon it. If this card is special...
Hold on, quick question. Is Scythe even like a relevant thing in Master Duel chat? Again, I'm like everyone's copying Cat G. Is Scythe a problem in Master Duel? Because I'm under the impression that like it's not relevant in Master, unless he just wants a backdrop, like something just to talk over, just gonna have Master Duel for, you know, some background. But like in the real TCG, yeah, it's like a problem. But I'm just wondering like why the Master Duel is here if it's just supposed to be a backdrop. Rongo Myriad is no, okay, fair enough. Just we don't have to watch the whole video. I'm just curious.
Your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. This effect is absolutely insane. Locking players out of being able to special summon from the extra deck is an incredibly strong ability, and anytime a similar effect has been printed on such a card, it's always had its time in the limelight. Although seeing only Fringe play over the past couple of years as a high-rolly sideboard card alongside Artifact Sanctum, this card as of late has been making waves in the TCG due to its ability to be searched off of Artifact Dagda and destroy.
I topped the regional to get this card banned. Who made that?
Oh, goodness. In the TCG due to its ability to be searched off of Artifact Dagda and destroyed
on Mega Man X. How are you doing tonight?
Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. However, what if I were to tell you that secretly, deep down, that Artifact Scythe isn't actually that big of a deal? I know this.
Pause champ? Twitch chat? That's not that big. It's not. Well, if it's a Master Duel regional, that doesn't fucking count. Unless he's talking about like a real regional. Oh, Nadir made the video? Interesting. When you guys say Kappa, you mean me or do you mean lie? I don't know. Okay. I hope that this is not a video implying that Dagda is the problem. Because, like, while Dagda just exacerbated the problem, like, it's still the problem, right? Unless I'm wrong, I don't know.
Bear with me. Let's talk about why Artifact Scythe isn't that good.
Pog? Oh, let's go! Artifact Scythe is overhyped. I swear this argument makes sense. Has he joined the... Oh my god. I would actually love this. Has he joined the Cap G movement, chat? Protoss doesn't need to be banned, and this is why. And you're dumb if you think so. If he makes like the whole argument that Scythe's not even good, like I wouldn't necessarily agree, but I would just like it. I'm a trendsetter. He's gaslighting. I don't know what that means. Please like and subscribe. Okay, so it takes a minute basically to plug him. I'm doing this too, by the way. Chat, do you guys think that this is something that I should do more often? I know this is actually like not related to Stevie's video, but this is something I'm making a conscious effort to do. And I don't like doing it because it just feels like it's beneath me. You know what I mean? Like it just, I'm not gonna say names, but like certain YouTubers have just kind of made it cringe, chat. You know, smash the thumbs up button, the sub rock, fucking throw a chair at your window. It's just like, bro, if I like the video, I'll like it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. This is just where like YouTubing is, chat. We're in like a shitty meta basically, and it's just like I can either cry about it, not play, or play ball. So, you know, leaves. I didn't say Sam. I just said some YouTubers. You can, if you think it's Sam, then that's
you have the deck build extremely poorly. When you look at the decks playing the Scythe lock, you look at them and realize that, holy shit, that's a lot of garnets. Because of recent product releases containing engines with very powerful payoffs, a lot of...
Is that true? You have to build... Hold on, let me I don't want to misquote him.
1. You have to deck build extremely poorly.
You have to deck build extremely poorly to incorporate Scythe. Is that true? We always know who you talk about. True. I don't. Do you? Like, chat, just in general? Like, I'm even going. I'm going outside like the norms. If I play Sky Striker with like 3 Scythe or excuse me, 3 Sanctum and a Scythe, like, is that bad deck building? You know what I mean? Like, because the first thing he shows is like the whole adventure engine, and it's like, I don't know. That just feels like you're implying that you have to play all of this other shit to play Scythe, and I feel like you don't. You know what I mean? It's 3 extra deck monsters and 5 main deck cards. Are you talking about the adventure engine, or are you talking about Scythe? Because you're saying, because like if you're playing like Sky Striker, if you're just playing like Scythe Sanctum, that's 4 extra deck or 4 main deck cards, like, and only one of them is bad to draw, like 1 out of 4. So I don't know that means bad deck building. Scythe and DPE. I get the DPE angle, but I feel like, can you just ignore Sanctum, chat? Can you just ignore that Sanctum summons Scythe and does the same thing? I feel like you should not just ignore Sanctum and just say, like, the only way to use Scythe is with Dagda, you know, DP. Like, no, you can still just draw Sanctum, activate it, you know, skip an extra that person's turn, kill them next turn. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going second, it's Terra bad. Okay, fair enough.
When you look at the decks playing the Scythe block, you look at them and realize that, holy shit, that's a lot of garnets. Because of recent product releases containing engines with very powerful payouts.
Oh, by the way, see, god dang it, I really wish Dolan was here. Press 1 if bad editing needs the higher editor, chat. Call Dyer, because this editing is not good enough. It's not good enough to have the cards on screen, to have, like, clearly it's just bad editing. Like, it's no one watched the video. It's bad editing. I need to hire Dyer. Just pay someone to do it, because, like, I don't know. It kind of looks like every channel, chat, that's doing these, like, mini documentaries, which I invented, by the way, kind of looks like we all have the same editing style. I don't know. Just pointing
out. A lot of decks are
trying to fit more than the highlight
engines into their decks, and as a result, become a lot less consistent just due to the variant nature of having to play about 4 to even 8 garnets within the main deck. Additionally, these bricks and engine requirements do take up considerable main.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I count 3 bricks. I'm not counting the Brave engine as, like, necessary. Dislike this despite... No! I am not gonna dislike this despite Stevie. Like, actually, what I would do, if Stevie didn't have his fucking Twitch stream on follower-only mode, which is cringe, I'd tell Stevie, like, I'm proud of him. If this is the new direction of his channel, I would be like, I'm proud of you, kid. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be, but, like, I'm actually proud of him.
Little room for either hand traps, engine safety and grind potential, and of course power cards. The current TCG metagame is very much one that isn't able to be played on just purely engine and combo with no regards for the possibility
Scythe existed without. Yeah. That's my point. My point is, like, don't lump adventurer into, like, this. You have to just to play DPE and Scythe, like, you have to play it Brave. Like, you know, you don't lump adventurer into this, because that's not necessary. At least in my opinion.
And particularly going second cards, and playing a deck that is overall ill-equipped to break a board going second, or play hand traps to counteract these powerful engines and build the board strategies is realistically going to fail as a serious meta contender. Ultimately, the overall high garnet count leading to deck inconsistencies, as well as the ludicrous space that these engines take up just to produce the Scythe block, already points in these decks in a direction that is less than favorable. Here's a quick quote from YCS winning champion Patrick Hoban and his perspective on decks playing lots of garnets.
Have you noticed the mass influx of garnets that we've seen in recent years?
Yeah, Scene's argument is
I think that's a mistake. I have a hard rule, 1 max.
So
it's okay to draw it a little bit, but, like, if you just start adding multiple, like, you're just gonna draw it all the time.
2.
Hoban's rule is 1 garnet in the deck? Did he basically just say DPE sucks? 1 garnet. Wow. No, I'm not calling him that. To me, this could not be real. Yo, what would Pat Hoban be playing right now, chat? He's not wrong. Because if he's saying no garnet, especially with DPE, the package now, like, only having 2 Fusion Destiny instead of 3, where it's like it's really unlikely he'd be playing Sword. Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, Sword Soul, because Sword Soul you don't have to run any Garnets technically, especially if you're just playing pure and you're not playing this needle fiber shit. It's like you could just play like none. You know what I mean? Double O. See again. Don't play this Sword Soul needle fiber fucking deck. Just play regular Sword Soul, the one that has Longjun and, you know, shit like that. Like you technically don't need any bricks, or, you know, unless you're counting the trap as like a brick, I guess.
It's an overcommitment.
He's lying.
You notice that decks that have
he played PK Dragon Link.
Played these engines in the past as a primary game plan never really saw serious competitive play. Why is that? Is it possible that every pro player in the world is unaware of this super sleeper deck and it's only a matter of time before Fluffle is tier 0? Not exactly. The primary reason these decks fail is because without the Scythe lock or some other instant win button, they're ultimately just worse versions of already meta decks, requiring more cards to combo off, are more fragile to stuff such as hand traps and interaction, and ultimately end in weaker boards. These decks are still playable in their own right, but without these powerful auto-win buttons, their end boards, payoffs, and grind game are ultimately much weaker compared to meta decks, where in the case of they're not able to end on extremely powerful auto-win cards, the same way something like Fluffle might be able to end on a Scythe, they are much more able to play through interaction, they're much more easily able to play through hand traps, and of course, much more easily able to make powerful end boards without needing to rely on an auto-win card. When you're looking at current Scythe lock decks, you'll notice that overall, these decks without Scythe end on not very threatening boards. What does PK realistically do without Scythe? At best.
What does PK do without Scythe? DPE, Brave Negate, couple Fog Blades. That's pretty good, right, chat? Yassine said that Protos should not have been banned. Let's watch Yassine's Scythe video. All right. Let's finish this one first. Maybe I don't want PK. Chat, can PK make a good board without Scythe? I feel like they can. I feel like this was the missing piece, right? The missing piece that PK needed was like Spell and Trap Negate. And once it got that, it's like, all right, we got the final piece of Exodia. Because it could make UFD. Is that the Utopia Negator? I feel like that card is like a little redundant in PK because you already get like double Fog Blade. But like, I mean, I kind of get what you're saying though. Like if you have that plus Fog Blades plus this and DP, like that's pretty fucking good board. Like at least in my opinion. Yeah, the Utopia dude, like
all goes right in the world.
It's pretty good.
You can set up an Omni Negate, a Pop, and 2 Fiendish Chains at best. Although that's pretty powerful.
That's good! Chad, is that not good? Like, okay, CV just said without Scythe, you get 2 Fiendish Chains, a Pop, and an Omni Negate. That's fucking good! That's 4 disruptions. Your opponent has 6 cards. And like, those Fiendish Chains are also Monster Reborns. Like, those Fiendish Chains are Monster Reborns. The Pop is not one Pop. Like, the Pop summons itself. You get to draw 2 to your, like, that's insane. You only need to make it through 1 turn and you just win. I'm saying that there are other options. Fair enough. But, like, to me, I don't, it sounds like he's, like, like, 4 interruptions is pretty fucking good in Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat.
That's not exactly a tier 0 meta threat. They've been always able to do something like this, and they still haven't been very prominent. When you look at Dragon Link ending on about 5 to 6 forms of interruption that plays barely any Garnets at all, you start to realize the disparity and the need for these rogue decks.
By the way, hot take, Twitch chat. Hot take, like the hottest take. I kind of was like the first one to say that Dragon Link is like really good in the new format. And, or, you know, I feel like I'm not going to say I invented that take, but I was kind of like, yeah, this deck is like really good, this format. I mean, I don't know if it's all Fairy Tail Snow, or that new fucking rank 8, but like this deck is like pretty good. Very good. Because you got, like, duh. I mean, yeah, like playing against the deck is how you learn is good. But yeah, like I identified very early into the new form, like Dragon Link's really good.
I roll into these auto win buttons that ultimately people will complain about, but realize that, hey, this is just a
Cat watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything's video on Air Neos and why hasn't been reprinted since 2007? Question mark. Wait, are you saying I should? Lord, I just made a video about Air Neos. Well, I'm not
Auto
stopping
win
mine
button
because
in
he
a
made
deck
one.
that kind of sucks. Additionally, when you look at most Scythe building boards, they're especially weak to cards such as Forbidden Droplet or even Chalice if you manage to force the Griffin out, or they couldn't end on it, making their entire turn 1 play basically worthless. The only exception to this rule is the based deck, which is able to set up Herald of the Arclight and Baronne de Fleur in order to protect against Droplet and General Negation. Even in slower formats, these decks suffer just because of how inconsistent and weak they are to interruption. Remember, Phantom Knight was still completely legal last format,
video
just without the
like
Brave
today.
stuff. Because you're playing so many bricks, you're realistically playing with a 3 to 4 card hand on average, and as a result are much more susceptible to hand traps. Because of how high rolly these decks are, they are forced to play the Brave engine as insulation against cards such as Nibiru, resulting in a very cat and mouse like game of, do I use my Griffin to negate a Veiler on Dagda and risk immediately losing to it?
Hold on. Was it a Tenza chat who was like, no one wants to watch a video? Well, no. It wasn't it. Was it a Tenza or was it fucking Satchim that was like, no one wants to watch a video on Air Neos? Someone said that. Maybe it was Jonathan 10. Who was like, no one wants to watch a video on Air Neos. And I'm like, this is kind of what a lot of people are talking about right now. So I'm making a video on it. So
Nibiru, or do I let
it was definitely someone
and on an extremely subpar board? These are the sort of reasons why going for decks playing the Scythe Lock in most decks, whether meta or rogue, not only hurts your deck building and consistency overall,
what is the
but
meta?
Your end boards and the overall power levels of your deck overall. 3. It's not always an auto win button. Unsurprisingly, there are a lot of decks and cards in this format that are completely able to ignore the Scythe Lock. The Brave engine on its own is strong enough to beat the Scythe Lock in most scenarios.
We'll find out after
Vegas. The Brave engine
Vegas
is able to help players realistically survive the turn and break the board, as well as gain a much more powerful turn 4 versus your opponent's turn 3, since they use so many of their resources on turn 1, forcing them into a much weaker turn 3 board where they're forced to OTK you with a ton of their resources already spent. Not to mention, they do have to do it under a Griffin Rider. Additionally, there do exist tons of cards that do play around the lock. Super Poly is able to break the based board and go into Guilty Gear. Forbidden.
Whoa! Go on the what?
Super Poly is able to break the based board and go into Guilty.
2 warrior monsters with different attributes. DPE plus the token, I guess? Once per turn, when a card or effect that targets Magic Steel Knight. DPE plus Baron de Fleur. Because I've been thinking about that, chat, about running Super Poly and Eldritch. Because obviously, like, you can even run Super Poly with Extravagance, because you could Super Poly in like the draw phase or the standby phase, and then you could just Extravagance after. But I was like, I don't think there's enough good targets. DP and Rusty. Okay, so it looks like there's a bunch with different attributes. Okay, so it's DP's Dart. No, DP and Rusty doesn't actually work because it has to be different attributes. Once per turn, when an effect is activated that targets this card, you can negate that effect, and if you do, destroy one card. Good. It just would have been better if it, didn't have to. What's it called? If this card was fusion summon, only use the monsters on the field as material. It can make a second attack during each battle phase. Once per turn, if this card battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, you can banish one spell from your graveyard. Oh, the Super Poly. This card gains attack equal to half its current defense until the end. This card's actually not bad, chat. Wow. So that effect is like guaranteed free because you could just banish the Super Poly or whatever you use to summon this. It's gonna gain, so it goes what, up 800? So 35, or am I doing math wrong? 35 that can attack twice? That's not bad. And it doesn't have to attack monsters either. It's like 7k potential. Yeah, this is not bad, chat. It's busting. I'm not gonna, I have thought for a while, chat, about playing Super Poly and Eldritch for going second. Alongside like the board breakers of like Lava Golem and this, because I really don't want to run this card, chat. I really don't want to run Droll and Lockbird, but sometimes decks like Drytron fucking make a board too strong. You don't get one of these, you just lose. So I was like, man, are there enough Super Polys already? Wow, this is actually kind of helpful. Okay.
Gear. Forbidden Droplets immediately wins you the game against any board that only has one Omni that's not named Herald of the Arclight. Forbidden Chalice is incredible for being able to out the entire board if you force the Griffin on the previous turn.
It's cute. No, I think it's legit.
Dagda. Eldritch and Fluwanderees are overall decks that just do not care about these.
But when I made the argument, that that certain decks aren't hurt by Protos, everyone Protos best card ever. You know what I mean? I'm just
draw the out is a very cop-outy answer, and I made an entire video about why there isn't really.
Just when oh my god, no. Please don't try to become Farfa Jr., Stevie.
A real argument, but when so many options exist within the
options to both. I just think I don't genuinely even know if he believes that or if it's just Nadir has he has poisoned the well so hard to be anti-floodgate that his fans think that anything that's a continuous effect is like automatically bad for Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat. I honestly think that some of them might believe that. Some of them are just like, oh, well, you know what? We gotta ban Necro Valley. We gotta ban fucking anti-spell. We gotta ban fucking Dragon Capture Jar. And like, all right, let's just ban every effect that's continuous. Like every effect that's continuous to Floodgate, I guess, technically. You know what I mean?
Through the lock or stop it entirely, drawing the out becomes a much more realistic argument.
Watch Yassine's video.
The idea of sideboarding into the equation, where drawing the out in games 2 and 3
I wish
over
Drain
the
had
course of a best of 3 match
is
you
mean like IO?
That'd be dumb. A best of 1.
I'm not trying to pay 1,000 life
I
points
want to
every
make
turn.
it very, very clear that I do want Scythe banned, and I think the card is very unhealthy for the overall state of the TCG.
Stop implying I'm so toxic.
Unhealthy card, and floodgates are ultimately the scourge of Yu-Gi-Oh! In my opinion. However, I just wanted to make a video that of the TCG. It is an overall extremely unhealthy card, and floodgates are ultimately of the TCG. It is an overall extreme.
What card is
very unhealthy for the overall state of the TCG. It is an overall extremely unhealthy card, and floodgates are ultimately the scourge of Yu-Gi-Oh! In my opinion. However, I just wanted to make a video that discusses why a lot of people may have a warped perception of the advanced format right now and believe that Scythe locked fucked their Sword Soul Moye into submission and
Okay, I kind of get his opinion. I think Stevie is saying Scythe is an unhealthy card, but it's not actually good. I don't understand why he's even bringing up floodgates at all. That's not what the point of the video is about. That's like, what does A have to do with B? I mean, you did want Nixon to kill because he's like a toxic fuck. And honestly, if I'm being completely honest, at first I felt bad that Nixon was like not here, but now I don't think I'd want him back.
As oppressive or as powerful.
It's not that he derailed his argument. It's just bringing up things that don't relate to it.
I'm Stevie Blunder. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okay. I mean, even if I don't agree with everything Stevie says, chat, I respect that he made the video. Can we get a clap in the chat? Or what did you guys think? I liked it. Although if I am being honest, I feel like he heavily consulted with like Trish to make this video. And I love Trish. That's my dude, chat. But I'm not down with this whole new wave of like, oh, Trish and Jabril are like pro players. So if they say an opinion, like I can be like, I spoke to a pro. Can we all get on board with that, chat? Because I really hope that you guys don't think I'm toxic. Because I love both of them. Seriously, I love Trish and Jabril. Like those are my homies. But I'm not down with this. Like, oh yeah, Trish and Jabril are like pro players. So if I say that, it's basically just like it's like Jesse Cotton told me. Like, bruh, he won an LCS, cool, and I won a Dragon Riders tournament. And I want a Dragon Riders tournament. Press 1 if can I get a Kiba in the chat if Cap G's pro? I'm also a pro. I won a Dragon Riders tournament, chat. Technically, I won 2 of them, so I technically won 2. So I'm a what's it called? I talked to Cap, so you got the advice of a pro. Here's Dylan's video. Did it pop off?
Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back.
Oh no, it's popping off too. Oh my god, can I get a be yourself in the chat? Oh my god. Stream's over. Stream's over. Stream's over. Oh my god. He made a freaking Air Neos video. It's probably gonna be like the same exact points that I make in my video. And then when I put it out, everyone's gonna be like, but actually, Kiba, you just copied him. Like, bro.
It has a different effect based on the number of monster cards your opponent controls. So when your opponent controls only one monster, Cyberblader cannot be destroyed by battle. But when your opponent controls 2 monsters, the original attack of Cyberblader is doubled. And finally, when your opponent controls 3 monsters, Cyberblader negates the effects of all spell, trap, and monster cards that they control. So what that then does is it negates falling down. Falling down, since it is negated, will then send Card Trooper back over to your side of the field. The problem now, though, is that your opponent controls only
Oh my god! That's insane! So now falling down turns back on. Oh my god, bro. They should make these plays all legal in Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat. Oh my god, they should make all these legal. This is so cool.
2 monsters.
This is so cool.
Changing the effect of
At first, I wasn't quite getting it, and I was like, I'm not understanding how this is illegal. But she turns off, so if your opponent, oh my goodness, yeah, her effect will only kick in if they have 3, which it'll make this constantly try to turn on and off, bro.
Cyberblader from
it's only illegal if you got it's illegal in the time. These players are so awesome. It's like press one if Farfa and Stevie were right, chat. Yu-Gi-Oh should have no continuous effects. This is all floodgates. Continuous ruined Yu-Gi-Oh. All floodgates. This is a floodgate.
Negating your opponent's spell cards to that of doubling its attack. So since your opponent...
See, I would feel bad, chat. God. I think I gotta make a video on this. This is actually fascinating, chat. Bro, I might have to go back and look at some more Galactic God videos, chat.